Hey guys, welcome back to another video tutorial. In this video we're going to discuss all about how to build a Crud application using React Tailwind CSS and also React Redux Toolkit to perform the operations like insert, update, delete and set the record. Let's take a look at the project we will be building from scratch. So I'm going to add the record, write the random numbers, assign the position. Record has been stored in the local storage. I can edit it. Just change the position. Just show you guys. As you can see, position has been changed. I can delete it by clicking delete button, and also I can set the record. So let's say set. If the record doesn't exist inside my local storage, we will be able to see like this, no record found. Alright, so we will be build it from scratch, but before using the logic I will use the designing. Means I will design the complete application, then I will teach you how you can use React Redux Toolkit to add the logic and perform all of the operations like insert, update, delete and set the record. So without further ado, let's get started to build that. So guys, I have designed the application using React and Tailwind CSS. Inside the application have a no logic that help us to perform the operation. In order to use the logic, I will use React Redux Toolkit. So let's get started to use React Redux Toolkit. I'm going to open the tab and write the React Redux Toolkit, open the website, get started. I just get that React Redux Toolkit, open my terminal, install it, and also I need to get that, the next one, install it. I'm going to close this one as well because this is my running project. Alright, great. The next thing is you need to create a store. So I'm going to create a store. Inside the store, but before creating it, I'm going to remove the tab. Okay. Inside the store, I will create two files, records slice.js. The next one is I will create a file is store.js. In the create a slice means I will create a slice. Inside the slice, I will create a functions that will help us to manage our application. So let's start to use the React Redux Toolkit. I'm going to create a variable record slice and use create slice. Okay, once you use create slice, it is coming from Redux Toolkit. This is a basic function. Inside the function have object base. You need to assign the values and whatever you want to use that. So I'm going to use the name of the record slices records, because I will use this one name to configure my store. The next one I will use initial state should be object based. Inside the object base, I'm going to assign the value key and value. The key is atoms, the value is nothing by default. I will manage it. Okay, search term should be nothing, and next ID by default is nothing. I will manage it and I will show you how you can manage that. The next thing, you need to use reducers. Alright, reducers. Inside this one curly brackets, you need to create a functions that are perform the operations like insert, update, delete, and also set. But before creating the functions, I need to configure this one Redux Toolkit with our React project. Alright, so what I'm going to do on there, I'm going to use export default and record slice dot reducer like this. Alright, once you use it, then you need to move on store.js. In the store.js, you need to use export const store. Just configure store is object best, and write the reducer, assign the name that you have assigned, like record, I think records, and use record. Give me a second. Record reducer. Records reducer. Alright, yeah, I think so. Let me check it. Records reducer, like this. Just give me a second, I just import that, and like that. From first slice I just pass it. Alright, so this is my name which I have assigned them there, and this is the value which is coming from there, this one. Inside there I have a functions, I will create it. The last thing, you need to configure your store with your React app, like there. Move on app.js X file, and you need to use provider, right? And also close the provider. The provider also coming is a React Redux. Alright, and the next one is you need to assign the store as a prop, the value is store, which is coming from the store, like this one file. Inside the file have a configurations that help us to connect the React Redux Toolkit with our React app. So I'm going to close it, I don't need that, and also I don't need this one file. I will work on this one file, record slice, like creating functions to handle the application. Alright, so I have a demo records. I'm going to paste it. Inside the demo records have ID, name, email, phone, position. I will use it as a static data. It means I need to display these data when user will store the records, so I will update it. Alright, once you add it, the next thing you need to create a function that help us to handle the ID. Means I will update the ID 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and so on and so forth. So in order to calculate the ID automatically, I'm going to create a function. First I'm going to use command calculate. Next, ID based on existing records. Const calculate. Next ID, I'll use records as a parameter. If the records doesn't exist, or records dot length equal to 0, then I need to just return 1. Alright, why this is happening? Give me a second. Why this function is alright? Okay, the next thing is you need to use return met.max, and I would say make a copy of the records dot map, write the any text as you want. I'm going to use R and just use r.id increment 1, like this. So this function is help us to generate the automatically ID behalf of my records. Let's say I have 4 records. When I will enter the record, my next record will be stored as a number 5. So let's initial items. So in the initial items I would like to use demo records, and I will manage it and I will show you how you can do that. Alright, and inside there I'm going to use calculate function and just use demo records. Right now I'm going to use that. I will manage it and I also update it. In the reducer you need to handle the functions. So let's create a function without using function keyword. Record, you need to pass 2 parameters, state and action. State means you need to target the current value. Action means you will use this one function when you will use that function. Means I will store the record So I will call this one function with the help of action, and I will show you how you can use it. Alright, inside there I'm going to use next record, create a variable next record. I need to destruct the ID. The ID is coming from state.nextID. Means I need to target that. Then make a copy of the action.payload, just like that. Select the state.items.push method. Inside the push method, you need to pass the new record. Okay, why this next? I want to use new record. Okay, let's say I will store the record in the local storage. So what I'm going to do on there, I'm going to use local storage dot set items, write any name as you want. I'm going to use employee records. Then use JSON that stringify state.items. And also I need to update the ID. So use state.nextID should be calculate next ID state.item. Alright, so this is our function that will help us to store the record, but we need to export that, right? So let's do that. I'm going to use const. First I'm going to use export const add record, and also you need to use record slice dot actions, like this. So I can call that function inside my application. I can do that, but few more things you need to do to handle the application. So I pass that as a dummy details, but I need to get the record from the local store. So how I can do that? I will use simple things that help us to manage this record. So let's do that. I will use load records from local. Alright, so I'm going to create a function that will use to handle my existing record from the local storage. Otherwise I need to display my demo records. So I'm going to create a function use try and also catch block, use console dot error. It should be use error loading records. Pass that. Inside the try block you need to use const create a variable name saved records local storage. You need to use get item. When you will store the record you need to call the set item and write the name, but when you will get the record you need to use get items and write the name of the local store. So I'm going to use that. Just return if save record is exist. Then I need to use json.parse save record. Otherwise I need to use demo record. Alright, so I just get that and I'm going to update it inside this one. Alright, this is my like this, and also we need to update it and like this. Okay, that's perfect. So let's work on the another function which will help us to update the record. So this should be the new record, and I'm going to create a new record. Just use that. This is my first function. The next function update record. By the update function name state action. So in order to update the record, you need to destruct the value from action.payload. Means whatever the action I will assign that when I will call the function, I need to destruct the ID and data. So use const ID like this data from use action.payload. Alright, when I will call that function, and I will show you how you can manage it, guys. Just understand how you can create the function on each functionalities that you will use it, like add record, update record, delete, and search record. Alright, then make a variable index, use state.items. When I will use the state and use dot, means I need to select my current object values, like state.items means I'm going to select that. Inside that I have a function which have a values, like these values are, we will store the value in the local storage. Right, items dot find index or dot id is matched with our id. Alright, or id. Okay, if index is not equal to -1, then come into the if body, just use state.items. The index should be index variable and assign the value as a copy of the state. The items index number, comma, take a copy of the data, and we need to update the local storage. Alright, so use local storage, site items, write the name employee records, just use JSON that is stringify state.items. When you will update the record, you should be update your record in the local storage. Alright, so this is our next function. Let's move on, and we will use delete record. Delete record, state action. So state.items, state.items filter or r.id not equal to our action.payload. Also local storage dot set items employee records JSON dot stringify and state.items, like this. Also we need to change or update my id, state dot next id, calculate function and state.items, like this. So this is my next function is delete. We also created more than 2 functions which are handle the search code, set search term, state.action, state.search term, action.payload. Alright, so why this is happening? Yeah, I need to use column. Okay, and last and final thing you need to use is set all records if you want to delete that, but I'm gonna use it. Okay, state.item and assign the demo records. By default is my static data. Next id should be calculate function. Next id calculate function and demo records. Local storage dot set items employee records JSON dot stringify and demo records. Okay, that's it. Okay, we need to use command there. Okay, so I have a function with add record, update record, delete, search, and rest. So we need to destruct them one by one. Update record, delete record, and set search term rest records. Right. And also we need to handle the selectors inside this one file, because I just use all of the logics inside this one file. I just use them with my another components. Alright, so let's do that. I'm gonna use selectors, export, select all records. So I would say state.records.items. So this is my function that will help us to get all of the records. Export, select search term, state. I just use the state.records.search term, like this one. All right. Let's create a function that will help us to filter, search the record with the help of name, email, and position. All right, so let's create that. Export on select filter records state term state.records that search term. We need to convert it into lowercase, because sometimes we will use capitalized words. Just return state.records.items.filter. So in the filter I would like to use r.name to lowercase that includes what r.email that to lowercase that includes, and I would say term, or the position that to lowercase that includes term. Alright, so I'm going to save the file and write this. Give me a second. Just use it and remove that. Oh, this is happening on there. Filter items. Give me a second. Okay, just use two parentheses, and I'd like to use that. Just save it. Okay, there we go. So we have a record slice file. Inside there I have a function select all records, search, select search term, select filtered records, add, delete, update record. So I will use them inside my application, so I don't need to work on this one file. Alright, so I'm going to close that. I'm going to open it because sometimes we need it. Okay, and let's move on the records. And yeah, so we're going to work on it. So I need to get all of the functions, which is add, record, update, delete, set, search term, rest. This I'm going to copy it, and we need to use import, destruct them from store record slice. Alright, and the first delete is not important on this one file. I need to and also I don't need this one. Select, delete, delete set search term, and select all records. And the next one is select search term. What is next? Select filter record like this one. Okay, right, this is alright guys. So I have a function set search term, set all records, set selected search term, delete record, selected filter items or records. So I'll use them inside this one file. Okay, and yeah, so the first step that you need to follow on that, you need to create a variable dispatch. When you will use the action, you need to use dispatch. This is a function which is coming from Redux Toolkit. Okay, yeah, Redux. I just call this one as a function based, and in the function based I will pass the value. So I will show you how you can do that. Then create a variable filter records, and when you will use the select, so you need to use selector hook. Okay, use selector, this is a function. So inside there you need to pass select filter items, all records. Just use selector and select all record. These are coming from there guys, as you can see. Okay, and we will store it in the particular variable. Search term, use selector, and what select search term like this. And also we need to update the ID. Means when will user store the record, I need to display my latest record in the top. So I'm going to create a function. Means I need to sort in the record guys. Make a copy of the filter records, okay, from this one, and use dot sort. Yeah, sort, passing A and B value. Just use logic B dot ID negative by A dot ID. Okay, create a states that will handle the modal. Alright, so I'm going to use show modal, set show modal. By default I will use state hook false. Create another state which will handle the current record. Set current record. By default is value is use state. I use state. By default value is null. Alright guys, so I have states like show model, current record, and I have values. I have variables like filter record, all record, search term. So I will use them inside this one section or this one component. But also we need to create a more than 3 functions that handle the modal. Very simple. Const open create modal. Just use set current modal, set current record guys. So just pass the null value. When user will open the model, you can use empty value or nothing inside the input field. Just use set show model should be true. That's it. This is a function. The next function is handle the clause model. Set show model should be false. Set current record should be null. Okay, and also we need to create a model which are handle open edit model. Means have any records to display the record in the model. So I would say record set current record I'm going to pass the record as a parameter value. Set show model should be true. Alright, so I have 3 functions which are handle the model. I have many variables like all record, search term, and dispatch. Dispatch is used to perform the action. So let's see how we can use it one by one. Okay, so let's start from the search. Alright, so here is the search input value. So the first step you need to use assign the value from the search term. This search term is stored on the top. Alright, then you need to use onChange event. Passing the e means element, or you can pass any values you want. Inside this one input field, I will perform the action. So what I'm going to do on there, I will use dispatch. This is a dispatch which is coming from the top. When I will perform the operation, means I will hit enter or change the value, this dispatch will execute. Inside there I need to use function which are handle the search term, means check the search result. So just call set search term. Inside there I just pass the value which is coming from e.target.value. What this mean, guys, this is my function which are handle the event, and the next function is set search term is handle the search record from the input field. Alright, so this is the logic, guys, that I use to set the record. The next one is modal. Alright, so this is button, and yeah, so we're gonna add the simple event on there. I don't need to use any other things on there. Just pass open create model like this. This is the function that I have created. Let's move on. And okay, here is a conditional based rendering, guys. So okay, I also mentioned that it's called Spain. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to use stored records dot length is 0 to display that. Otherwise I need to display this one record. Just cut that and I'm going to paste it. Remove these static data. Alright, so but also I'm going to cut it because I will use the function. Which function? Map function. But before using map, you need to use stored record map. These are variables. These variables is coming from the top, guys. I store the value in the variables. As you can see, stored records, which is coming from the filter items. The filter item is used to select the data from select filter item function, which is coming from the top. Alright, so this is a complete chain, guys. Alright, so let's move on, and we're gonna use that record. Just use return and paste all the records. We just need to first I'm gonna save it and let's see what. Give me a second. I come in out and refresh the page. I'm getting value, guys. As you can see, these values is coming from, I think these are not okay. I just clear my, give me a second. I just clear my complete local storage, guys, and I will show you. When I refresh the page, I'm getting the default values, guys, but I will manage it. So give me a second, because I need to add all of the logic inside there. Alright, so stored length is greater, not greater, equal to 0. Yeah, display that record inside the table. Otherwise I need to get the record. So this is static data, but I need to add the dynamic data. So the ID is coming from, you need to use record.id, means you need to target these record guys, these. When you will use record, means you need to target demo records, and when you will use ID, means you need to target that. If these record doesn't exist, then this function, basically this function will help us to get the data from the local storage. Alright, so the next one is we need to use record.name, copy, paste. This will be record.email, this will be record.form, this will be position. Alright, and first I'm going to save it, and yeah, I'm getting the record from my static data guys, as you can see, and my ID is appear as a descending mode, means top to bottom, but I will manage it. Alright, so these are same records guys, as you can see, Elias Williams and like this, as you can see. Alright, so let's move on, and we will use the logic inside the update, delete, and open and hide the model. Okay, so this is the TD. So here is a button which I handle the edit. So in the edit, I just add the event on click. When user will click on the edit button like this one, I need to display the model. In the model, I need to get the particular record. So what I'm going to do on there, I just pass open edit model and pass the function, pass the record which is coming from the map method. And same thing you can do on there, on click, handle delete, but I think I did not create that. I will create it. Yes, handle delete and passing the record like this. Okay, so I will create the handle delete function guys. So let's create a handle delete as a record. Just pass the dispatch. I just use it as a dummy based because I will manage it. I mean, I will update it to display the toast message. When you will delete it, you will see the pop-up message. You will press yes to delete the record, otherwise you can press no to move on your application. So right now I'm going to use dispatch delete record, which is coming from the top like this one. This is a function. Inside the function have a one parameter you need to pass it, should be record.id. Okay, so I have called that function. On the bottom, inside that I pass the value is what? Yeah, it's perfect right now. I will change it on later when I will work on the delete functionalities, means I will update it. I'm going to add the dynamic data on there. Showing stored content length, which I have used to display the length of all records. Dot length records. Okay, I'm going to save the file and let's see. Okay, total 4 out of 4. Right, great. But I need to add the space, so it should be displayed the space. Yeah, guys, great. Let's try to use it. Okay, the searching is working. When I will enter something, I'm getting no record forms. And yeah, so let's use the model, but I'm gonna uncomment it and let's see what I'm getting. Close it. Okay, I need to work on the model, so I will handle it. But right now I will but comment it. And let's see, in the top have add open create model. When I will press the button to display the model like this one, let's see if have any error, so we will fix it. Yeah, I think everything is great on there. Alright guys, so we're gonna move on and use the logic inside, but also we need to add the positions. So where is the position table data? Why this is not okay? Here's my mistake, so I'm able to see the positions. Let's try to use them. It doesn't work right now, but delete is working. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna refresh my page. There are no record found. Okay guys, cool. So we will work on the model, guys. So I'm gonna, what is this? Give the second positions. There's the position. Okay, I want to save the file, and we need to pass as a prop inside the model. The first one is open, and I'm gonna use show model on kilos. I will pass it kilos model, and also we need to use current record. Should be a current record. Alright, so I'm gonna save the file. Let's see in the top if have any unused variable. No, yeah, that's perfect. So I'm gonna open it, and we need to destruct the values, like is open on kilos current record. Okay, so let me check it. Open is open on kilos current record. Yeah, great. So the first thing is you need to get the records, but before getting that, I also create a variable which is dispatch and assign the use dispatch function. Then make a states which are handle the form data. Set form data. Use the state, not use selector, use state. As the object based value, I need to pass on there. Name, nothing, comma, nothing, form, nothing, position, nothing. Okay, yeah. So I need to update these records inside our input fields. So this is our first input field. In the first input field, I need to use value form data dot name. Alright, and when I change the value, I need to update that. Set form data, make a copy of the form data, and I would say name is the key. The value is e.target.value. Alright, so you can use same thing. So just get that and paste on there. Just change it to email. This is also email. Alright, so get that note. This one. This is a tell. So this is the email. This is a Tailwind form. I just use form. Same thing you can do there. Okay. Copy, paste. This is the position, and I'm going to copy it and just use that position. So yeah, we are almost done, and also I'm going to change it as a conditional based. This current record is exist, so I need to use update, otherwise use register. Alright, so I'm gonna save the file and new record, but when you will press edit button to get the existing record. Alright, so let's use the logics inside this one. What? Inside this one file, guys. Okay, so the first step, I will use the effect hook when the page will be loaded. I would say current record will be changed. This use effect logic will be executed. So inside I'm going to use is current record is exist, then come into the if body. In the if body I need to use set form data and assign the values. Name means key, the value is coming from record.name. Make multiple copies, just change it like email, just copy paste. This will be our phone and position. Okay, this is position. So position, just use commas. Alright, and the else statement I would say set form data is object name is nothing, and nothing, phone is nothing, position is nothing. Yeah, so let's move on to handle the submit function. Handle submit, and I'm going to use if form data is .name .trim means remove the space, or not form data trim, then come into the body. I would say name and email are required. Just use return. Okay, and I'm going to use if the current record is exist, then come into the body. I would like to use dispatch. In the dispatch I need to get the data from update records. So where the update record is coming from, your this one file. Alright, so I need to on there, so update record and import update record and also add record. Yeah, add record from store record slice. Yeah, let me check it. Update record, add record. Yeah, I just copy and paste it because if I make any mistake in the spelling, then we will face the problem. Okay, so inside the dispatch we need to call the function which handle the update. So I'm going to use update record, and in the update record I need to pass the ID is the key, the value is coming from current record which is coming from the prop. In the prop have a current record have a value. So let me move on the top, as you can see. So this, when the model is open or edit, then I use set current record like this one function to store the record values. Okay, means this one value. When I will use this one model, inside the model I have passed the value which is coming from the store record as a record. Okay, so this is the chain, guys. Alright, so let's move on and we will update the data. It's a key, the value is coming from the form data. Alright, and I will use the toast message on later. Otherwise I need to use dispatch, add record and pass the one value which is form data. Okay, and I think we are good to go to use it. Give me a second, I'll just check it. Okay, all of the things is great, so I would say on close function on there. on close. And also we need to handle the modal if is open not true, then return null. Okay, I'm gonna save the file and we will use that function, guys. Just copy it and move on down. And where is the add record? So here is the add record. So I just used the function on there is on click handle submit, and this is a cancel. Also I need to add the event click should be on close. There you go, guys. We are good to go to use the function. Yeah, guys, great. I can't see the model right now, so let's open the application and see. I'm getting the by default employee records. When I refresh the page, there we go. Let's say I add the record admin. The record has been stored. There we go. The same details are used inside there. Let's see, I edit it. I'm getting the existing record. And change it. Let's take developer. And right now, this is my update button. When I press it, the record has been up to date. Okay. Let's press delete. No record found. Alright, so yeah, this is a complete application. So let's try to use one more time. But by the way, I need to handle the toast message, so you just need to watch the video because the logic is very simple. And yeah, so I'm gonna press admin. If I press nothing, I'm getting no record found. So keep watching and I will show you how you can use toast message when you perform the operations. Means edit the record, delete, and when you will update the record, you will get the toast message.